Hi guys, I'm Unta and welcome to Life with Unta. So I am doing a video answering all the flight school questions I've been getting because I posted, most of you guys would have probably seen that I've posted a video of when I went solo, and like the video has really been doing well. I mean, on Instagram it's currently sitting on 700k views, on TikTok it's 500k. So you can only imagine the amount of DMs I'm getting. So I'm doing this video to answer all of the questions I have. So firstly, I'd like to give a disclaimer that this is all based on my opinion, and I'm answering this in relation to my school and all the neighboring schools that I know of. It might differ depending on the flight school that you're going to. But yeah, let us get into it. Oh no, I also want to say that this pilot course is not offered in universities, because I've had like a couple of people actually ask me, Hore, can I go to UP? Does UCT have this? No, it doesn't. You need to go to an actual flight school to do this course. But yeah, firstly, what are the requirements? You need to be 17. You must be able to read and write in English. You must be medically fit. So there's like a medical exam that you will do, but your school will tell you about it when you enroll and everything. But there's this medical exam you need to do. I know in my school they took me, there's like a clinic by the airport. You go to that clinic, you do your medical exam there, and you get your results when you're done. So you will know if you're medically fit to do it or not. And obviously if you are, you can. If you're not, you will not be accepted. But then what else? You can also enroll anytime during the year. Like there is no period of registration or whatever. You can come December, January, June, any month you want to. And then what subjects do I need to take in high school? So I personally took physics, math, obviously, because it goes with physics. I took consumer studies and history. But you actually don't have, there's no like set subject that they need you to take, but it is advised that you take physics, math and geography, because you'll obviously, well, some parts of those three subjects will be in your course as well. But like I said, it's just advised. So everything you need to know, they will actually teach you at the flight school. So you don't really need to take it, but it's kind of helpful to take it, because now when you get there and you do all those things, it would not really be new to you, you know, so you'll get it. And also obviously I'm answering all of this based on what I've done so far. I'm a private pilot. I'm obviously answering this based on what I've done so far in terms of my subjects. I've basically written all of my subjects for the private pilot license. I'm only left with navigation. But I must say that I didn't take geo, but I didn't really find it that hard to navigate doing the subjects that kind of had what I would have learned in geography. But obviously if I did geo, it would have been way easier for me. The subjects we have are principles of flight, which obviously has like a bit of physics, air law, human performance, radio, flight planning. Flight planning and navigations are the ones that have like geo a bit, well, more of navigation, not flight planning actually. Aircraft technical in general, meteorology, and those are all. We only have 8 subjects, and you write 8 exams per license. Now our pass mark is 75%, so if you do not get 75%, you have to rewrite. But the good thing about it is that like it's multiple choice, so it's not that, I know it's a tricky multiple choice at some point, but like it's not that hard, like unlike kind of writing everything from scratch. But yeah, if you do fail, you rewrite, and the next Monday, well, not the next Monday, after 7 days you have to wait a whole week before you can rewrite. So that's the procedure with my school. And then, and I think almost all the other schools, because we're all writing with CAA, I think. But yeah, I want to also explain the process of everything. So there's a private pilot license, which is what you begin with. Well, when you start, actually you get a SPL, which they call a student pilot license. So I have an SPL. After your SPL, you get your PPL, which is a private pilot license. And then after your private pilot license, you get your commercial pilot license. And after your commercial pilot license, you can get your ATPL, which is your airline transport pilot license. I know it's a bit, but I'm gonna briefly explain each. So with your student pilot license, which is what I have, you're basically studying to get a private pilot license. With your private pilot license, after you get that, you cannot get a job with that license. You basically can like fly people around and whatnot, but you're not allowed to actually get paid for it. You then need to go do your commercial pilot license, and with your commercial pilot license, you're allowed to get paid. And then obviously the airline transport pilot license is for airlines. But that's all. Some people ask me about like jobs, like are there actually jobs and whatnot. Like I obviously do not really have info on that because I haven't even started looking for a job yet. I'm not even close to looking for a job. But what's this, what I know is that a lot of people, after doing their commercial pilot license, they do the instructor's rating to gain hours so that they can actually have better hours, because the more hours you have, obviously the more appealing it is if you want to work for, obviously like airlines require you to have a lot of hours if you want to work for them. So the more hours you have, I'm just gonna put a number out there, I'm not sure, but let's say if airlines want you to have 2,000 hours of flying, obviously using your own money to get to that amount of hours is gonna cost you a lot of money. So doing an instructor's is like you're basically gaining hours by teaching people. So it's the cheaper way out of it. And what else did I want to speak about? I think I did highlight that this is not funded by NSFAS. I'm not sure, but getting to the fees, firstly, I do not have any bursary, but I do kind of know of bursaries. I know there's like the TITA bursary, and the SACAA also has bursaries. I don't know when those, you can apply for those and all of that. That you need to go look at on your own. You can just check their websites or their social media, or even probably email them and ask them when those will come out. I also know that in terms of, you can also go to the SAAF, the Air Force, which is also free. Also, I'm gonna show you guys quotations of my school, but also keep in mind that this is from when I started with my pilot training. I started with my pilot training last year, March. Yeah, so just keep in mind that it might have changed. Whatever school you want to go to, just send them an email and ask them for a price list. But this was the PPL amount total for the year I started. So actually, I'll just put it here because I feel like it will be easier for you guys to see. That's the PPL one. You can actually, if you want to personally are interested in the school that I'm in, you can just send them an email. They will send you this. And yeah, I'll just put everything here. This is the PPL one and the CPL one. So what else did I want to tackle in the video? Oh, I also wanted to explain the bars. So as you can see, I got 1 bar after I went solo. You get 1 bar, and then when you get your private pilot license, you get your 2nd bar, and your 3rd bar is when you get your commercial pilot license. So there was just a bit of a confusion, I see, because a lot of people were asking me about jobs. Like I said, I don't have a job yet. Don't even qualify to look for a job because this bar is only for going solo. And in terms of accommodation, because a couple of people asked me about accommodation, I can't really help you with this one, but personally I stay at home. I feel like flight training, especially if you're finding it yourself, flight training, or not yourself but your parents obviously, but flight training is quite expensive. So if you can stay home, if you don't live far from the airport, it just makes sense to stay at home so that you can have more money to pay for your fees. Yeah, so kind of going to the closest airport to your house is also what could be best depending on you. But like some schools, depending on your preference obviously, but some schools do have like a list of accommodations and whatnot. Not theirs, but like, it's not the school's accommodation, but they do have a list. You can ask them. I hope I've answered all your questions. If I haven't answered your question, just leave it in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer. Hi guys, so I'm currently editing and I realized that I didn't answer one question because I really want to post edit this video today. But anyways, people also asked how long does the training take. So when you go to a flight school, they'll tell you that 6 months you can get your PPL, a year and a half you can get your CPL. So that is true, and I also do know of people in my school that have done it in shorter times than that. People that get their private pilot license in 4 months, 3 months. There are people who do it in 8, 10, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It really just depends on you personally. Everything in flight school is really your own race, own pace. You can also do this part-time. Okay, so let me give reasons to what can actually like make your training go faster and what could make it go slower. So the first thing, the delays we're going to talk about is weather. Obviously, as a student pilot, you will not be sent out to fly every single time. So weather can really play a huge role on okay, not that drastic, but it can really play a role on how fast you also finish. So after weather, we can also talk about like aircraft maintenance, for instance. So when your aircraft, maybe the person that was flying before you realized that there was something wrong, the aircraft has to go for maintenance. So obviously, if there is no available aircraft, you will not be able to fly at that time. Or if your school's aircrafts are fully booked, then your booking is cancelled. Then another thing that's really major, which I also feel like really influenced the length of my training, is really the instructor. So your instructor's availability can also determine your training and your availability as well. But obviously, if your instructor has a lot of students and they can only book you twice a week, also your school has a lot of students and a limited amount of aircrafts, obviously. So if they can only book you twice a week or once a week, let's say, if they can only book you once a week, like obviously your progress will not be as fast. You will most likely not really finish in that time period that they say, 6 months, for instance. So that really plays a role. So really do your research. Look at the school that you're going to. How many students does the school have, more or less? How many aircrafts are they? Things like that, because it will affect your training. What is the student to instructor ratio at your school, like, or of that instructor that they want to specifically give you, that all things. Or maybe sometimes you can also look to your instructor and be like, hey dude, I want to finish, so please book me 5 times a week. It is very much possible. But then, and what else can influence your training? There's something I'm forgetting. Oh, finances. We all know that flight school is very expensive. So it's really a pay as you go. It's one-on-one. So if you do not have money in your school account, you will not be able to fly. So that can really affect like your training and how long everything takes. So yeah. Also, I will not be telling you guys which school I am in, but obviously if you've seen me on some of my videos or something in school uniform, you probably know, because I wore a no-name school shirt for a reason, because I don't want to be influencing people going to specific school. Especially because like even I myself like wanted to change schools like literally just a couple of weeks ago. So I don't see why I should be saying, oh, go to this school. I feel like you just have to pick your poison. Like with every school, there's gonna be one school that's better than the school in specific things. So just do your research, pick your poison. But I do know one thing for sure is that there are a lot of schools at Vulnerable Airport, and Google can provide you with that information. Or maybe if you want specific intel on schools, on how it is, and if people do recommend it, you can look, maybe find people in those schools, ask them what they think about the school and whatnot, to just see if it kind of fits for you or it's a good decision for you to go to that school. So yeah, I think I've covered everything now. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it was really helpful. Like I said, if I didn't answer some of your questions, you can leave the questions down below in the comment section and I'll make sure to get back to you. Bye.